Alright, good morning. It's Saturday morning. We're in the middle of June. And I have filed a flight plan from Omaha to Aurora, Illinois, which is west of Chicago. I have myself and a co-pilot and 2 passengers and our luggage, and we are going to Chicago to have a good time. So, I have been given taxi instructions, so I'm going to go ahead and taxi to runway 36, which is our departure runway. Brake off, throttle up a little bit. Take a left here at L2. Take another left. Onto L. And then we'll go down here to Delta and take a right and hold short for runway 32 right. Oh, they just turned the lights off. We're coming up on Delta. Okay, we take a
TBM
right
1
here.
Mike Whiskey cross runway 32 right.
Cross runway 32 right. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. And then we keep going straight, and we will be crossing runway 32 left. So Omaha in the background. We are at Eppley Airfield. That's the main passenger terminal over there. Need to ask for permission to cross runway 32 left. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey waiting to cross a runway 32 left.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey cross runway 32 left.
Cross runway 32 left, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. So then we cross here and then take a left. So we taxi down here to the end. You can see taxiing is actually a big part of a flight. A person doesn't know that. I mean, you ride in commercial airliners. I assume most of us have, and you just take it for granted they know where they're going, but in a lot of airports it's not so easy. If you do it repeatedly, it is. This is a run-up area for aircraft that need to do run-ups. We do not need to do a run-up. We come down here and take a right on to Echo. Then we come down here and hold short for runway 36. The wind is kind of batting us around a little bit. There's an airliner taking off right now.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey contact tower on 132.1. Good day.
Tower on 132.1, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Co-pilot Wes is changing frequencies for me. Okay. Climb rate of 2,000 feet per minute. Heading bug. Flaps. SEP is on. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey ready for takeoff.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, winds are calm, cleared for takeoff. Runway 36, maintain runway heading until above 2,000 feet, then turn right heading 115 to intercept course.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 36, maintain runway heading until above 2,000 feet, then turn right heading 115, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. We will put our heading bug on 115. Oops. Okay. Landing lights on. Pulse on. And we are good to go. Better hurry up. Torque up to 82%. Lift off. Gear up. Flap up. Turn right heading 115 to intercept course. As soon as we reach 2,000 feet. Turn right heading 115.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, contact Omaha, approach on 120.1. Enjoy your morning.
Approach on 120.1, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Thank you, Wes. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, climbing through 3,200 feet.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning. Radar contact.
Okay, we're on 115. Turn on nav and autopilot and let autopilot take over. Check landing gear is up, flaps are up. Probably turn SEP off. Make sure that we intercept our course. Nav is on. We are the flight management system is waiting to be engaged. Altitude is waiting to be engaged. We're climbing up to 7,500 feet for our first step up. We need to reduce our torque percentage to 82%. RPMs will
TBM
correct
1 Mike
themselves
Whiskey,
to
climb
2,000
to
RPM.
15,000 feet, contact Minneapolis Center on 119.6. Have a nice day.
Center on 119.6, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Forgot. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey climbing through 7,000 feet.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning. Climb to 15,000 feet, altimeter is 29901.
Altimeter is 29901, climb to 15,000 feet, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Barometric pressure needs to be reduced by 1. We are on our way to 150. Reduce our climb rate to 2,000 feet per minute. Keep an eye on indicated airspeed. We have intercepted or have our course has been activated. Flight management system is now maintaining that. We are on our way to DPA, which is right here, which is our where we go for our landing in Aurora on RNAV runway 27. Which is 331 nautical miles in front of us. I have a Wes along with us. He's doing the radio frequency changes for me, and my wife is sitting behind him, and his wife is sitting behind me. They're facing towards the stern, towards aft, I guess that's what they say. And we have 100 pounds of luggage aboard, 60 pounds in the nose luggage area and 40 pounds in the back. Push this button here to make the heading bug go in the direction that we are going. We are still climbing. Indicated airspeed is good. Not too rough. We have some clouds. Landing lights off. I'll turn the pulse off if it gets too distracting in the clouds. Hopefully at 5,000 feet we will get another step up. I'm anticipating 19 flight level 190.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, climb to flight level 210.
It's even better. Climb to flight level 210, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, this is Minneapolis Center on 119.6. Please repeat your request.
Climbing to flight level 210, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Pour myself a cup of coffee. Keep an eye on the indicated airspeed. We're dropping a little bit. Bring the nose down. So we climb at, let's say, 1,500 feet per minute. Keep focused because we need to change to standard barometric pressure, which is 299.2, after we cross over to flight level above flight level 180. Get the fan on a little bit. Outside temperature is a -9 degrees Celsius. Ground speed is 192 knots. We're going to get a little assist from a tailwind coming up on flight level 180. Crossed over, barometric pressure to standard. This one to 299.2. Good, we made that transition. It's always something I forget. A little bit of cloud cover today. On our way to Aurora, Illinois. That's Kilo Alpha Romeo. I am expecting RNAV runway 27. How you doing? Got some bug strikes on the windshield. Coming up to flight level 200. Keep an eye on indicated airspeed. Everything is
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, climb to flight level 290.
Climb to flight level 290. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Our last step. Climb. 290, that's entered in onto our... I don't use this altitude select because it's too slow to try to turn that with a mouse wheel. So I have up and down on the altitude hold on a couple of buttons on my joystick, which is a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro. So I have a pretty fundamental setup. I have my screen in front of me. I have my keyboard underneath my screen. So I need that for my brakes and to bring my map up. And if I need my pilot to ATC, I can bring that up with my keyboard. And I have a mouse. So I like to control my aircraft with my mouse. So I don't have anything other than a joystick, keyboard, and a mouse. Oh, and so my joystick is to my right, front. My mouse is off to the right on a mouse pad. And to the left of my joystick is my clipboard with a pencil and a piece of paper. Help me keep track of what's going on. I'll review our approach to run RNAV runway 27 here, but we have quite a ways to go yet. Let's see. We have, I don't know, an hour and 19 minutes before we get to DPA. So we're climbing at torque 81, which is 81%, which is good. Props self-correcting to 2000. Everything is in the green. Oil pressure, oil temperature, it's good. Our cabin is pressurized to 2,500 feet. We have plenty of oxygen on board. Plenty of fuel. Our electrical is good. Everything looks pretty good. Once we get up to flight level 290, we'll level out, and I will increase our torque and our ground speed. I'm anticipating to be about 330 knots. If we are given the RNAV approach to runway 27, it won't be actually too long before we begin our descent. It'll be a gradual one, maybe 500-600 feet per minute. Coming up on flight level 260.
We got 4276 Omaha Tower, my 32 left, clear to land, wind 040 at 8. 32 left, clear to land, we got 4277.
So I have a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, Windows 10. I have FSU IPC7 for our connector to pilot to ATC. And I also am using Flight Simulator Realistic. And I use a spreadsheet to help me figure out how many gallons I need to put into my wing tanks and what the loadout is. Made that myself. I think anybody can do that. Coming up on flight level 270. We'll be leveling out here in a moment. I know they've announced there will be MSFS 2024 coming out. So I have a lot of work ahead of me. Because I also know that Microsoft is not going to support my motherboard.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, contact Minneapolis Center on 125.65. Have a good morning.
Center on 125.65. Take care. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Thanks, Wes. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey at flight level 290.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning.
Increase our torque up to recommended cruise of 92%. That's right here. Close. So my Microsoft is not going, yeah, like I said, support my motherboard starting in 2025 some point. So I am purchasing computer components to start building a new computer. I want to be sure to get that done. Let's take a look outside. I found before the tail number wasn't being displayed on the outside of the aircraft. This is my number. So I put a question, I queried Google, and up came, of course, somebody had a little app to add to the community folders, and sure enough, I believe, at least I haven't looked today, that the tail number now displays. Yep. Isn't that nice? So I'm very grateful. I guess I should find out who that is and mention them. But you know, when I start doing those kind of things, my searches and corrections, I just do it. But I'm really grateful for that. This is a TBM 930 turboprop. The air taken in through this scoop here, and it comes up and goes out the front to the front, so the turbine is 180 degrees turned. Then exhaust comes out through these pipes, has one on each side. So this is where the fuel mixture is being mixed. It's very efficient. I like the sound inside here. It's easy on the ears. I was listening to or watched a video, most of, or a lot of it, yesterday on the 414. Q8 had a video. I was kind of interested in 414, but listening to those two six-cylinder engines got old, so I'm thinking I'm not going to purchase it right now. And another thing I noticed is that it didn't have any scoops for you know, for the turbos to feed oxygen to those cylinders. So I was a little concerned about that. I mean, it's just a visual thing, but nonetheless, I would expect that there would be a couple of one scoop on each side underneath, or those engines, those motors. But I didn't see them when he was on the outside of the aircraft. I didn't see anything like that, so I was kind of wondering about that. So I can reduce torque just a little bit. Our ground speed is 339. That's pretty good. Alright, let's take a look at the chart here. What the? Here we go. Okay. Where is DPA? I think this is DPA up here. DuPage VOR. Yeah. Yep. That's 9.8 miles north west of Hoagie. And so once we cross, so we're flying direct to this VOR. Then we'll turn to Hoagie and come around here and do our hold, and then make our final and approach to runway 27. So those are at 2,500 feet. Maximum entry into this hold pattern is 10,000, and we come out at 2,500. And then down to 2,300. Threshold height is 45 feet. And if we miss our approach, we need to climb to 2,700 feet and go directly to Toby, which is straight ahead in front of us, and do a hold at Toby until we get clearance for another approach try. And I would assume they'd give us vectors, ATC. So if we come down here, just to make sure, there's DPA, that's DuPage, VOR. Looks like we're anticipating across there at about 5,500 feet. Then we go to Hoagie and then begin our hold.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey contact Minneapolis Center on 134.0 enjoy. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey contact Chicago Center on 127.05 enjoy your morning.
Center on 127.05. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey at flight level 290.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning.
Okay, so it's Carrie and Neckley. Let's see what's going on there. Oh yeah, Carrie and Neckley. And Toby is when we miss things. Okay, Hoagie. DPA, Hoagie, hold, come around, Carry, which is our initial, and then Neckley, and then the runway 27. Our minimum is 907 feet. So if we don't see any lights or anything by 907 feet, we need to abort our landing. Otherwise, we will continue. So they're giving us 200 feet on that. So we're clipping along pretty good. We'll be at DPA in about 40 minutes. Fuel tanks look good. Everything is spot on. Love this aircraft. I love the very forgivable sound. You know, there was a jet, I can't remember, a Vision jet, an X-Plane 11 that I had purchased and flew cross country in an X-Plane 11, but the sound of that jet engine was so annoying. I stopped using it. It kept, it's hard to describe. It was like this up and down pitch that just drove me insane. The sound for this TBM 930 is just what I can tolerate this really well. Of course I have the volume down some, but it's not annoying. And also these screens are wonderful. These are not touch screens up here. These have buttons down below. And some of them are connected and I can change the arrangement of this screen if I want. So this is the way that I like it to be. I can even have part of this over here, but I don't find that necessary. And the other thing I really like is that these two screens are touch screens. So I do a lot of my work on this. So you can have map settings and traffic. So if I have weather, see, or traffic, or map, which is what I like right now, and it also overlays the weather on top of it. Another thing to enter the flight plan and procedures. This is where I put my speed bugs in, activate them. I put my minimum in, 907 feet. That's on the PFD, and I have aircraft systems, so I've entered in all the weight for the fuel and the passengers for all 4 of us and our luggage. That's entered into the system, so it can give the speed bugs the right numbers for like liftoff. And then I use this one for radio and also for our squawk numbers. It's very handy. It's very, very nice. I was going to look to see if there's a toga button. I would imagine that might be the toga button there. I bet it is, because this thing does have toga, and that's takeoff and go around. If we miss our approach, I can push that and the aircraft will begin to set itself up to climb. But then I need to fly it and set it up to make sure that it goes to Toby and climbs 2,700 feet, and then put autopilot back on. That's my plan. If we should miss the approach, we're having a ground speed of 338 knots. We'll be there in a little more than half an hour to DPA, DuPage, Illinois. Let's see. Coming up on the Mississippi River is Keokuk, Iowa City. Our top of descent, we should be at our top of descent in about 20 minutes, so hopefully we will be getting an idea of what our approach is. Again, I'm expecting RNAV approach to runway 27 at Aurora. See how nice this is? This would really spoil me if I was flying an aircraft like this for very long. Oh my
1
gosh.
Mike Whiskey, contact Chicago Center on 132.8. Good day.
Center on 132.8. Take care. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Thank you, Wes. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey at flight level 290.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning.
I mean, in the real world, but even in this flight simulator, this aircraft has me spoiled right now, man. Let's see, it is June 17th at 6:39 in the morning on a Saturday. I got up early this morning, try to get this flight in. Want to work in the backyard today. I'd like to do some more trimming of lilacs. Maybe work on the cleaning out the inside of Donna's van some today, and maybe take a few swings with a golf club. We're coming up on the Mississippi River. I chose to fly direct to DPA today instead of using Jetway. Should be J60 or J6 Juliet 60. I just chose to fly direct. So if I put this up, then it comes up here. So if I go back and that's not up, then we get some of it. But if I bring that up, it adds a little bit more. Interesting. I did not know that. Hadn't noticed that before. Let's take a look. I need to bring up okay, I want charts and taxi. Okay, here's runway 27. We'll need to exit to the left. I would like to park
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, expect the RNAV approach to runway 27 with the DPA transition at Aurora Municipal.
Expect the RNAV approach to runway 27 with a DPA transition at Aurora Municipal. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. That wasn't very smooth, was it? So they do have a control tower. I think this is J1. Wrote it down somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. R1, gate R1. I'm going to ask for R1. I entered that into pilot to ATC, but I don't know if it will respond to the R1. Find out. And that would be right in here somewhere, R1. Oh, we need to get weather. 125.85. That's ATIS. Good thing I looked this up. One, 2, 5, 8, 5.
Aurora Municipal Information Yankee. 10:52 Zulu, winds are calm. Visibility 2 miles in mist. Skies
Ooh.
clear. Temperature 9, dew point 8. Current altimeter is 3001. Arriving and departing runway 27.
Okay. Mist.
Aurora Municipal Information Yankee.
Get to top of descent in about 11 minutes. Coming up on the Mississippi River. We can see it. Pretty hazy today. Hazy, lazy day.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, descend across to Chicago at 6,500 feet, then descend via the DPA transition for the RNAV approach to runway 27 to cross Hoagie at or above 3,500 feet. Altimeter is 3001 at Aurora Municipal.
Okay. We'll cross DuPage, Chicago at 6,500 feet, then descend via the DPA transition for the RNAV approach to runway 27 to cross Hoagie at or above 3,500 feet. Altimeter is 3001. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. I need a little help. Sometimes I don't get what they're saying. So I did 6,500 feet and Hoagie at or above. So I've got my clearance to descend. Altimeter is 3001. Okay. So what I need to do is altimeter will begin that down. Let's say 19. Oops. See how slow that is? So I use a button. 19. Viz down. It's about 600 feet a minute. Come down here. We'll enter in those altitudes. We need to cross DPA at 6,500 feet. Oops. 6500. Enter. And DPA at 3,500. Hoagie. And that's already in at 2,500. Okay. So DPA and VNAV, direct VNAV 2500 to DPA, or 6500 at DPA. Yes, okay. Enabled, back, and enable VNAV. So now VNAV will take care of our descent rate. We need to keep below, well, no, we're okay with our speed. I put this on 19, flight level 190 to remind me that we need to do a pressure altimeter change to 3011 or 3001 when we cross back under flight level 180. It's having us descend at
TBM 1 Mike
1,000
Whiskey,
feet.
contact Chicago Center on 118.75. Enjoy your morning.
Center on 118.75. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Thank you, Wes. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey descending through flight level 268.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning. Altimeter is 3001.
Altimeter is 3001. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. We're descending at 1100 feet per minute. Indicated airspeed is 217. Ground speed is 347 knots. We're clipping right along. But we need to pull back on throttle. I must have bumped my Logitech joystick throttle with my arm. That's not particularly good. Make sure heading bug is straight ahead of us. So I should hear an alarm or a little tone at flight level. Well, actually, I can lower it down one flight level 180. So at 1,000 feet above that, we should hear a tone. That'll be my reminder to come off of standard barometric pressure. There's the Mississippi. The only restrictions we have on speed is we've got to stay below the speed of sound, which we can do. Once we cross below flight level 180, we need to keep it below 250 knots indicated. These are the same rules for everybody. I'm old enough to remember the sonic booms. When I was a boy, you'd hear those, and there was always two. Boom, boom, like that. Really loud. Make you stop, and then you'd know right away, oh yeah, that's a sonic boom. But it was breaking windows, and it was annoying the cattle, and So they needed to restrict aircraft to make sure that they don't break the sound barrier.
Shark, I can issue Bravo Crew 10306 altimeter 3010.
You know, I don't know if it's going to give me a tone at flight level 19 or 0, because this is, it's going, what I mean by it's? The VNAV, vertical navigation, is taking us down to 6,500 feet. So my putting this in here is not going to, there's not going to be a hold, but I wonder if it'll give us a tone. What do you think? See, here's Toby already. Here's our circle and hold if we miss our approach. It could be because there's an aircraft on the runway. Could be because I don't see the runway lights. All I need to do is see one runway light and I can continue my approach. But if I don't, then I've got to abort and go around. With this flight simulator, I had a twin engine. I can't even remember what it is, but I'd fly into Nantucket, and there was always so much traffic, and it was so slow that I would be all lined up and descending for my landing, and I'd go around traffic, you know. So I stopped flying in and out of Nantucket on the flight simulator because it's just so busy. "13 minutes, 15 seconds to DPA. Coming up, we're descending through flight level 201. Will I hear a tone? As you know, maybe that's for a warning, it would be nice, but don't know. And I have not been able to turn on the chime for the markers. I found where they are in here, but there's no way to turn them on. The light comes on for the markers, comes on, but no tone. Coming up on flight level 19 or 3. Ah, we did get a tone. Oh, great. That is nice. Nice. So now at flight level 180, we go to 3001 on barometric pressure. And they think of everything on these. What's there not to like? To fly all of my flights using steam gauges, but I think those days are gone for me right now anyway. Oh, it did stop. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not good. Need to get this down to 2300 then. Three 301. Well, that answered a question, didn't it? Can't use it for that because it will level out. Unless I'm quick enough to get that thing down, I suppose. Altimeter. Okay, bottom of descent in 11 minutes, and we are...
TBM1 Mike Whiskey, contact Chicago Center on 123.75. Enjoy your morning.
Center on 123.75, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, descending through 163,000 feet. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning. Altimeter is 3001.
Altimeter is 3001. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. I haven't been able to get, I don't know if RNAV is controlling our descent or not. Here's Lake Michigan. Here's O'Hare, Midway. Definitely some haze.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, contact Chicago approach on 133.5. Have a good morning.
Approach on 133.5. Take care. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey with information Yankee, descending through 13,800 feet.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning.
Boy, there's a lot of little airports, aren't there? Yeah, RNAV has taken over. CV path. Have to remember to push the approach button. Got to keep it below 250 knots here pretty soon. Yeah. Start pulling back on throttle. It's 7:06 a.m. A little stutter there. I've maxed out my computer on this. You'll have to forgive me. That's another reason I'm trying to gather my components for a new computer upgrade. I've maxed this out at 32 gigabytes of RAM, and I believe it's causing an issue here and there. A new motherboard, I can put in 128 gigabytes, so I can have two 64s, two sets. Still descending. Still slowing a little bit. It's one of the nice things about having that prop out front. It's like a brake. Flying into the haze. So the weather for Aurora Municipal said mist. So we are 4 minutes from our turn at DPA, DePage, VOR. Guess I could bring up the VOR on here, but I don't want to mess with anything right now. Slow down a little bit more. Now I can extend flaps and gear at 177 knots indicated. But we have to do a hold first, so we're a ways yet. sure this was real. It would be nice if this was real life, I'll tell you. I'll be flying here pretty often to visit my daughter and her husband and her new child, her new baby boy. But we drive, and that takes quite a bit longer. Here I took off and I could be there for breakfast, or at least by lunch. I mean, you still have to somehow get to her house from Aurora. I don't know, I think from what I understand it's an hour drive. So if I got an Uber, coming up on a turn here at DuPage VOR. So we're cleared for the RNAV approach.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, you are 7 nautical miles of Aurora Municipal Airport. Cleared for the RNAV approach to runway 27 at Aurora Municipal with the DPA transition.
Cleared for the RNAV approach to runway 27 at Aurora Municipal with a DPA transition. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Okay, turn on the landing lights because we have been cleared to land. When anybody sees our landing lights, they know that we have been cleared to land. That's from what I understand. I believe that. Okay, so this is blinking, letting us know that we are 2 seconds from our turn, which we are now engaged in. Slow down a little more. So we're going to our first point for our hold. From what I believe is that this turn would be too sharp because we need to come this way to land at runway 27. And so they'll have us cross here and then circle around.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, altimeter not currently available. Contact tower on 120.6. Enjoy your morning.
Tower on 120.6, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. That's interesting. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey descending through 4,900 feet.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning. Continue RNAV to runway 27, call when established on final.
Continue RNAV to runway 27, will call when established on final. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. So RNAV will, RNAV will have us come around this way and line up for our approach to runway 27 instead of trying to make it too sharp of a turn. Landing lights are on. Going to be leveling out here pretty soon.
Got 3313 Month RNA 1 clear land.
Chicago's such a wonderful town, city. I know this is a suburb, but nonetheless. I was thinking of purchasing the Chicago skyline. Okay, we're entering the hold and leveling off at 2500. We'll slow down here. I put approach on. Don't know if I should have put flaps 1 before we enter the hold or not. So once we get geared down and flaps 1, then we need to slow down to 122 knots indicated, so we can extend our full flaps and then get down to 85 knots, which is our approach speed. And I do not want to extend my flaps on a turn.
Got 3313, sorry, been along the L race, I'll verify runway 18 clear land.
18 cleared land, tower 5313.
Thanks.
And we also need to get our altitude hold at 2700 in case we miss our approach.
14 right via Golf Whiskey, Southwest 43.
Okay, we'll be straightening out and then I'll extend flaps 1. Flaps 1. Holding altitude at 2500. Coming off of our approach.
Right, Delta over the ground.
I mean, our hold, I mean. Okay. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey established on final.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey winds are 041 at 5 knots, cleared to land runway 27.
visual.
Cleared to land runway 27 TBM 1 Mike Whiskey.
Runway 1.
Class 156.
Gear down.
Runway 18, clear land.
Clear to land 18, Class 1560.
Lights are on. Flaps 1. Gear coming down.
Omaha Tower 5313, US Delta for Alpha 9.
3 green. SEP on.
Southwest 43, 1 tower, flight 140, and then 14 right, clear for takeoff.
Flight 140, clear for takeoff, 14 right, Southwest 43.
Glide slope is right here, or glide path, excuse me. Heading bug straight away. In case we miss our approach, you need to go around. Vertical path. Just blinking.
The 43 kind of departure, good flight.
Departure Southwest 40.
Descending to 2300. Glide path is now active. Need to slow down. Down. 122. Come on. Full flaps.
Omaha Tower, clear, if they want Charlie out, set the visual warning.
Alright, say 1 Charlie off my tower and 1 clear land.
Clear to land 18, if they want Charlie.
Slowing to 85 knots indicated. Increase altitude, hold 2700 in case we need to do a go around. Flaps down, gear down, SEP on, lights on, altitude is set for if we miss our approach. Heading bug is straight away. Slowing. Waiting for lights.
Probably a left turn on Sierra, left at Mike, hold short of 14 left, radar turn.
85 knots indicated. This might be the runway, I don't know.
West Secure Bravo, you can contact ground.
Thanks, Rob. Thank you.
Looks like it. Okay.
156 Bravo on Sierra going to TAC Air. As far as 156 Sierra Bravo.
Autopilot all. Yaw damper off. Yep, that's the runway.
14 left at Mike going for M60 Bravo.
We got your at 2 o'clock, 2 miles, 7 up to unknown, just dropped off now. No longer
Keep
observed.
speed up.
What's really up? And 1 Charlie Alpha going to TAC Air.
One Charlie Alpha, roger.
We're a little high.
Left turn at Sierra.
Looks right, much left.
One red.
Minimums.
Continue approach. Two red.
2 Mike at Alpha 6 VFR up to Lima Yankee Victor. Mike, need back aircraft and equipment stop fix and did you want to flight on with we're a
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey exit runway when able.
Cessna 340 slant with probably Gulf. What's your course heading to Lima Yankee Victor?
To left.
It'll be a probably a 005. 005, thank you, sir. And since there's 3 Mike, maintain VFR at or below 3,500. Departure frequency 1244.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, clear of active.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, welcome to Aurora Municipal, contact ground on 121.7. Enjoy your stay.
Ground on 121.7. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Flaps up. Lights off. Or landing lights off. Pulse lights off. Okay. Let's see if this works. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey requesting taxi instructions to gate R1.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, taxi to gate Romeo 4 via taxiways Alpha.
Taxi to gate Romeo 4 via taxiway Alpha. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, taxi to gate Romeo 4.
So Alpha Romeo 4 is right over there.
Gas 3313 on my tower, 18 clear land.
Nope. He didn't help. I don't know if any of these work. Or maybe they just standing there, maybe. Or maybe over here. Yep. Yep. Not very good. Good enough. Light director off. Brake on. ZEP off. Pitos off. Heat off. Bleed off. Dump the air pressure in here off so we equalize. And feather or starve the engine. Oops. So what I do is I start here, off, 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 off,
3313, sorry, send 1
off.
I'll verify runway 18 clear land.
Oops.
18 cleared land, Tower 3313.
Off, off, off.
Southwest 43, just
Off.
pushed off Bravo 16, Delta
Ready for taxi.
So 43 Omaha ground runway 14 right.
All right, that completes my morning flight from Omaha Eppley to Aurora, Illinois Municipal Airport. Thanks for riding along.